After August's slightly quieter month, September is looking to get back to business with some very important third-party support, filling a nice lineup of games for you to sink your time and money into. Sega, EA, and Bandai Namco all have something to offer this month. We could tell you all of the games coming out in September, but why waste your time with that? Here are the games you should pay attention to. And before you start shouting at me, I know Xenoblade Chronicles 2's expansion pack is getting its own standalone release, but I'm counting it as DLC, so it's not in this list. As per usual, not every game has been announced at the time of recording, so there's bound to be a couple of big surprise releases, no doubt. At the end of this list, be sure to participate in the poll asking you which ones you are most interested in. Anyways, let's get on with it. Shikhondo Soul Eater. Shikhondo Soul Eater is a beautiful looking bullet hell game from Korean studio Deer Farm. It looks to be one of the best looking shmups ever made. I mean, just look at it. Featuring vivid, scarily realised Asian artwork, it's just a marvel to look at. As for how it plays, well, we don't know, but we can't help but get excited at the possibilities this one may hold for shmup fans. It was released last year on PC but is now making its way to consoles including the Nintendo Switch. With a co-op mode, 2 different characters to play as, 3 different game modes, Shikhondo looks like it could be a winner for us smut fans. I know me and Juan are going to have a bit of a debate as to who reviews this one when it unleashes on the Nintendo Switch on the 6th of September. Undertale. When originally released, Undertale was a phenomenon amongst PC gamers in 2015. Over the years, it's gradually rolled out over the different consoles and now has a release date on the Nintendo Switch. Personally, I've never had the chance to play it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this one has to offer when it lands on September 15th. At least at the time of writing, that's only confirmed to be the Japanese release, but there's no reason to suspect it won't be the same as the Western one, considering that date is exactly 3 years to the day the original game was released. That can't be a coincidence. And even if it is, the Japanese release will have English included, so it's well within your grasp. This very different take on an RPG was loved and critically acclaimed thanks to its story and subverting your expectations of what an RPG should be. We are definitely looking forward to this one. Senran Kagura Reflections. Okay, maybe not. Valkyria Chronicles 4. The original Valkyria Chronicles released on the PlayStation 3 10 years ago and was well loved as a cult classic. In a fantasy version of World War II, this Sega franchise is looking to get back to what it did best. The sequels didn't quite hit the mark for a Western audience thanks to the second and third entry being only on the PSP. The second set the game in a cadet school, which didn't land well with its audience, and the third, while much better, was never released outside of Japan. Completely ignoring the spin-offs, Chronicles 4 looks to make a triumphant return on the Nintendo Switch. More in line with the original, this turn-based military strategy game is sure to make shockwaves with Switch owners when it blasts its way to your systems on September 25th. If you're eager to experience it beforehand, there's a lovely little demo out on the eShop right now. FIFA 19. While many of you will scoff at a release like FIFA 19, it's actually a super important game for the Nintendo Switch. While gamers like you and I are happy to sample the delights of a myriad of games and genres from the aforementioned Valkyria Chronicles, Undertale, Dead Cells, or whatever, there are twice the amount of gamers who buy just 1 or 2 games a year and make up a huge market for gaming companies. One of those releases is FIFA. As a British guy, I know many a person whose Xbox One or PS4 should be renamed the FIFA machine. While we had FIFA 18 last year, it's actually the second game that is the most vital. This is the game that's going to show the true viability of the system for EA as a company on the Switch. Are they going to do a half-hearted squad update or actually improve the game and treat it on par with the rest of the systems that it releases on? With the offering of a portable, quality FIFA game, the Nintendo Switch could reach a whole new audience. This one includes the ability to play with people on your friends list, a ridiculous oversight on the last year's release, so the signs are pretty good so far. Juan and James got their hands on some playtime at a Nintendo event and walked away fairly impressed with it. We'll see if FIFA 19 can score a wonder goal when it shoots for a September 28th release. Dragon Ball FighterZ. While Dragon Ball FighterZ may not be the only fighting game to grace the Nintendo Switch in September, it's certainly going to be the best. Sure, SNK Heroines look to be a fun enough casual kerfuffle, but when it comes down to polish, production values, and competitive prowess, Dragon Ball FighterZ is really the main fighting event for this month, even if it's a port rather than a new game like SNK. Fans of fighting games, the Dragon Ball series, and those jealously eyeing up its release on other consoles last year will be glad to see the surprisingly great fighter make its bout on September 28th. Well, there you have it guys, these are the 5 games you should give your attention to in September. In the top right hand corner, we would love it if you take part in our poll above. Which of these 5 games has taken your fancy the most? Which one are you most excited about? Let us know. As always, tell us which games we have missed or which ones you would change in this list. And remember, at the time of recording, not every game that will release in September has been announced yet. I'm sure there's a lovely surprise or two just around the corner. As per usual, to play us out, here are some very honourable mentions. And because September looks to be like a really good month, there are a fair few here that could have easily made the main list.
It's been a long time. I can hardly believe it. So much has happened. I wish I could tell you everything. I wish you could see for yourself. This house is full of memories now. I'll see you again, someday. And I hope that day is soon.
Innocent blood. Even now, I sense their footsteps as they march ever closer.
There is a legend, the oldest of Elysian tales. It speaks of a warrior who wields that very blade. You, Dust, will turn the tide.
Well, no pressure or anything.